Hello, my darlings. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Maria. This is a channel about spirituality. Subscribe below to see more videos like this one. I figured I'd keep it fun today. I wanted to do something different. So today we're going to be tapping into the power of your subconscious to help you get to know yourself better at soul level. Also, in this diagnostic that we're going to do today, you're going to learn a lot about this particular incarnation of yours. What's so special about it? Why you showed up, things like that. So I'm really excited. Okay, I have props here in the form of my notes. I channeled this the other day, and there's just no way I was going to remember this. So I figured I'd use a prop. So here you go. So I have 9 questions for you, and we're going to do them in real time. And then whatever answer you select, I'm going to tell you exactly what it means right now in this video. Okay, so you would need to pick one of 3 objects that I give you to pick from. And then depending on the object that you have selected, this tells us something about you. And again, we're not doing anything crazy here. It's just, what good old psychology has done for many decades now. Although this one is, I would say, a little bit of a special diagnostic. Okay, guys, ready? Okay. So you're going to have to pick from 3 objects: cherries, a banana, or an apple. And here you need to do whatever is the first thing that comes to your mind. Whatever is your first answer is the right answer. Don't think too deeply into it. Don't try to overanalyze it. Just, think of it quickly. And then that's your answer. Again, cherries, banana, or an apple. What's your answer? All right. Hopefully you have your answer now, because I'm going to tell you what it means. So this particular question is all about how you choose to grow spiritually in this incarnation. If you have selected cherries, you choose to understand existence through understanding the concept of as above, so below. Sounds a little bit complicated. It's one of the Hermetic principles. But basically, in your life as a soul, if you want to grow, your challenge in your journey is to understand how the macro and the micro are one and the same. For instance, if you're thinking of God consciousness or source consciousness outside of yourself as something big and ephemeral out there, then you have to understand that you are also a God goddess for every cell that dwells within your body, right? And that is how you are God for every single cell of your body. And then you have an outside God or source that serves the same purpose for you, right? And so you essentially understand world through understanding the relationship between as above, so below. If you have selected a banana, you choose to grow through understanding the masculine and the feminine polarities. So for you, something that could be very fun is diving deeper into the divine masculine, diving deeper into the divine feminine. Something that could be a particular challenge for you is healing your relationships with your mother and your father, integrating the 2 polarities really, really well. For that, I did a video up on this channel earlier. We're going to link it below, the heart and mind connection. So for somebody like that, this is you. You need to watch that video. If you selected apples, you choose to understand and grow spiritually through understanding of the good and bad. The good and bad, the light and darkness, the good guys versus the evil. That is your journey. And one reason why I really love this question is this goes so much deeper than this incarnation, you guys. So if you think that only in this incarnation you're a particular way, I have news for you. Your soul has patterns. These are deeply rooted soul patterns. Whereas you tend to have clusters of incarnations that serve a similar type purpose. So if you right now have selected apples in this particular case, right? And that means that you are trying to understand the world from exploring the good and the evil conundrum. That means that your soul has most likely been on many, many journeys, many, many lifetimes across probably multiple different worlds, multiple different planets, all with the purpose of understanding the good versus evil. And that is how we just got to know what path your soul is on. And how great is that? Alrighty, ready for the next one? Pick one: black key, white key, golden key. All right. Black key, white key, golden key. You guys ready? This is the answer to the question of what is your spiritual path? If you have selected the black key, your spiritual path is through understanding mysticism, mystery, and the shadow aspect of reality. So different mystery schools, different occult learnings, different occult organizations, this may be something that you resonate with quite naturally. For you, the descent into the shadow is actually a really, really potent, fertile ground for your soul's growth, right? So for if you have selected the black key, shadow work is something that you definitely need to consider doing. It's kind of like facing your demons or the fractured parts of yourselves, the parts that you disowned at one point, didn't want to deal with. That's the black key path. The white key path is your spiritual path is through light and understanding the higher spheres. So for you, it's really, really important to connect to the angelic realm, to spirit guides, to your higher self, and all of the above, to God, Goddess. So really dwell in the realm of the heavens, shall we say. If you have selected a golden key, you're about connection and interconnectedness. And so this is actually a very, very important phenomenon because you're more like the nature person. You're more kind of like the witch in the sense that the witch is a female, but I guess there were also wizards. There are, or druid, druid magic doesn't really matter, but you're connected to nature. You're connected to life force. You're connected to the elements, the 4 elements or the 5 elements. And that is how you draw your understanding. So in other words, your soul develops through you being very much incarnated in the body, very much rooted, very much deep set into this reality. You don't need to be up there in the sky or in the clouds. So you're all about interconnectedness. And the way we learn interconnectedness is through opening our heart chakra and being in nature, feeling like a part of nature. So Gaia is your big teacher. All righty. Are you ready for the next one? Okay. Pick one. A star, the sun, or the moon. Ooh, I know, you guys. This is so hard to pick from. When I was doing this myself, I was like, oh my God, which one is it? Because all of them sound so appealing. There were 2 that I barely could select from. Okay, the star, the sun, or the moon. Which one is it? Okay, if you have selected the star, that means that currently, you're working on both the masculine and the feminine polarity, not one or the other, and you're picking yourself first. This is a little bit out of context right this moment. You're going to understand what I mean a little bit later. But, we are kind of like the divine child of the both of our parents, right? And if you have selected a star, that means that in the trio, in the trinity of your parents, mother, father, you, child, you pick you, which means you don't follow into anybody's blueprint. You are paving your own way, paving your own road. The most important relationship for you to get right in this incarnation is with yourself. So love yourself first, fill your own cup first. This doesn't mean, grow your ego and be, as selfish as you could possibly be. No, be on the path, right? Usually stars in this particular, with this particular exercise, stars are the people that are meant to birth something special, that are meant to bring in a new frequency or a new way of being or a new pattern. So don't put yourself on the box and don't, just, I guess, liberate yourself. That's my best advice for the star. Don't try to constrain yourself. If you have selected the sun in this life, as well as, again, remember the clusterization principle, souls tend to go through patterns, right? So not just in this life, but in general, your soul is going through this particular pattern right now. You selected the sun. It's about pleasing your father, your celestial father, your physical father, whatever your father figure is. And, it's about pleasing your father. It's about dealing with with the issues around the masculine, perhaps acknowledging and accepting the masculinity within, but it's also about healing the masculine wound. So whatever wounding you have around masculinity, it is very deeply ingrained in your soul, and it is also very paramount for you to be facing it right now. So don't run away from it. Run towards masculinity, towards potentially more acceptance, right? So shadow work could be really, really good in healing over here as well. If you have selected the moon, you're all about pleasing your mother and working on your femininity. It could be one or the other, it could be both. Usually, though, they go hand in hand, right? You usually find this with people who had either a very authoritarian mother or a mother that was a little bit judgmental in this particular incarnation, right? And so you're trying to get her approval. But it also goes above and beyond, because our relationship with our physical earthly mother also in some ways emulates our relationship with our heavenly mother, the divine mother, right? So look deeper for patterns. And also you're working on your femininity, right? There's something about your femininity that you would like to experience more of or integrate more of as well. So that's that. Alrighty, on to the next one. Pick a house, a road, or a fence. A house, a road, or a fence. All right, if you have selected a house, that means that this life is all about your inner circle, your home, your family, your tribe. But it is very much like a small part of like heaven on earth, like this small, exactly like a home, a place that you call yours. And so that is what's most important for you. Like this is a dead giveaway for me that whatever you came here to heal or whatever you came here to do has to do with your lineage, has to do with your family, and has to do with the relationships that are very, very close-knit, tight group of friends, whether parent-child relationships or husband-wife relationship, romantic partner, brother-sister type, or maybe potentially best friend type relationship, but you keep it in the family, and that's your biggest challenge. So pay attention. Although, of course, you would naturally already know that you would be gravitating. You'd either already be a home buddy, or you would know that there's some pretty big ancestral stuff that you came here to deal with and to transcend. Okay, next one is the road. If you have selected the road, that means that you came here to learn, to experience, to be on an adventure, to be on a path, to be on a mission, to be on a journey. You're not here to be cooped up in comfort and stay stagnant. You're not necessarily here to play it small either. So this is the wanderer soul. This is somebody who is here usually with a big mission, somebody who thrives in discomfort. This is somebody where, if for a lot of people, when you get outside of your comfort zone, it's a problem. For this particular person, it's actually a blessing. So if you have selected the road, try to get outside of your comfort zone as much as possible. And then never stop learning, because this is also for someone who is meant to be a lifelong student, but as well as the lifelong teacher, right? Because the student and the teacher are part of the same archetype. It's two parts of the same coin, right? So you're also potentially called to share your wisdom and share your knowledge. And fenced enclosure, if you've selected the fence, that is actually a sign of your trauma. Usually somebody who picks this is in their trauma stage. So they're a little bit in the trauma response, not really ready to be out there. They feel really protected. They want to feel very protected. They don't feel ready to face life yet. And usually when you come with something like this, you're meant to transform it. You're not meant to always feel that the world, the ecosystem around you is not safe. So for me, or for you, what I would recommend is on Our Sacred Universe, my podcast, my meditation podcast, I did an episode about the victim mentality, transcending the victim mentality, something along those lines. We can link it down below as well. You would probably benefit from that because life is worth living, my guys. My darlings. All right, ready for the next one? Pick a red cloth, a blue cloth, or a golden cloth. Golden cloth. Yes. Okay, pick a red cloth, a blue cloth, or a golden cloth. Okay, if you have selected a red cloth, that means you are heart-led in this incarnation. Blue cloth means you are mind-led. If you have selected golden cloth, you are soul or spirit-led. Or it may also mean that your heart and your mind is in balance. Okay, this is a quick one. Pick a dog, a cat, or a horse. Dog, cat, or horse. If you have selected a dog, you're all about community. You have come here to learn relationships or to be in relationships. And to be in relationships with, and I don't mean romantically, but in general, right? You are this societal glue that like brings people together. You are the little spark that ignites people when you enter the room. You are meant to be contributing to other people's lives by bringing them together, potentially through the work that you do, or just in, at who you are as, outside of work as a hobby, or, in a personal life, right? So you're all about community. That means if you're a loner, probably not following your path, right? If you have selected a cat, you are an individualist. So your most precious resource is yourself, as funny and corny as that might sound. You are not meant to pursue societal blueprints, right? So for a cat, somebody who selected a cat, it's very important to find what makes you you. Look into your special talents, look into your special abilities, whatever those are. Seek out a calling, because you came here to contribute something to this world, to deposit almost like a little gift to this world, if you're a cat, because there's no other way that you would have come into a world with billions of people while being an individualist. And an individualist, I don't mean this in a bad or selfish or negative connotation. I don't mean it in that way. That means that you are additive to the grand collective soup of human consciousness. That means that you have a responsibility. So the question that you should be asking yourself is, what did I come here to bring? What is my special talent that I'm being called to share with the world? That's the cat. Horse, if you selected horse, this is a life of service. Service may come in many ways, shapes, and forms. It could be random acts of kindness. It could be becoming a nurse. It could be sharing content on YouTube. There could be many facets of service. And in fact, I think that with the proliferation of the internet, it has become easier to serve people than ever before, depending on your talent. So if you have selected a horse, you should be asking yourself, who did I come here to serve? It doesn't mean that, when you have this service-based mission, it doesn't mean that you're meant to serve everybody. It doesn't mean that you're meant to serve everybody in the same exact way. You're never meant to serve at a detriment to your own resource, so be careful. But asking yourself who exactly you came to serve and how could be very pivotal for your life journey. Alrighty. This next one is about values. Okay? Pick a white book, a golden crown, or an emerald gemstone. White book, golden crown, or emerald gemstone. All right, if you have selected the book, the white book, your greatest value in this current incarnation is wisdom and learning. You seek to understand the universe and others, and you are, again, the lifelong learner. For you, the biggest treasure that you have is your knowledge, is your understanding of the world. And you're hungry, you're seeking more. No matter how much you have, you're seeking more, like this child that's very open to learning and discovery. You also love sharing it with others. If you have selected the golden crown, in this particular incarnation, you value achievement, respect, status, and you really need people to acknowledge your own value, acknowledge your own self-worth. And for you, anybody who goes against your sense of self-worth or makes you feel like you're less than, you're really going to feel wounded by. That is one of your greatest ones. Okay, and if you selected the emerald, what you care about in this lifetime is material comforts, wealth, but also connection to nature. So this is your green chakra connection, right? So this is the finding abundance in all kinds of material objects. And I don't mean this in a bad way, because actually very often souls come here from, this is considered a very low dimensional world, right? And so this is, planet Earth is it's a wake up call in some ways, because you're like, whoa, where did I just show up? And, why is everything really hard and heavy here? But one of the blissful states that you can experience on planet Earth is this sync with the world that's around you. And it always comes through the heart chakra. And so for somebody like this, yes, it is wealth that they care about, but it's deeper than that. It's more than money, right? It's the wealth of understanding nature and enjoying like the little simple things in life and noticing and savoring the moments as well. So a very special incarnation. Alrighty, ready for the next one? This one is going to hint at your most resourceful connection. Pick gold, silver, or bronze. Don't think about it. Just pick whatever is the first that needs to come through. Because I was just starting to get a whiff of some people being like, bronze? Why would I ever pick bronze? And I'm like, seriously? If that is what your subconscious needs you to pick, then that's what you pick. Anyway, you guys, if you have selected gold, your most resourceful connection is that with the sun. You selected silver, it's with the moon. If you have selected bronze, it's a connection with Gaia and elementals, or earth elementals specifically. What does this mean? That means that this is the number one aspect, consciousness, that gives you energy, right? So whatever you selected, that is the one thing you need to connect to. If it's the sun, then you do sun gazing. If it's the moon, then you do moon rituals. If it's Gaia, then you get out in nature and meditate. Okay, that was quick and easy. Last but not least, okay, what is your escape? Pick a pink castle, a green castle, or a white castle. If you have selected the pink castle, your escape is dreamy, escape into the unseen. This is the escape into the magic, fairy kingdom, fairy tales, fantasy worlds, all of that. Like that is your thing. Fairy godmother, like everything that's magical, you're there. That's your escape. If you have selected the green castle, you're into, or your escape is nature, forest, all kind of greenery, and you have an innate connection with the elven kingdom. If you have selected the white castle, your escape is higher planes, higher states of consciousness, heavens, spirit, God, angels, higher self, yada, 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 higher dimensions, right? That is your escape. What do I mean by your escape? This is kind of like your comfort place, you know? This is where like your soul goes to rest. When you're like so stressed and so tired, you're like, I just need a reprieve. Like you close your eyes, where do you go, right? Is it, you know, magic, the world of fairy, the world where you can like wave a magic wand and just be and, you know, float in the sky on a purple unicorn? Is it being in nature? Is that communing with the angels? You can use that actually to your advantage, right? By customizing your own meditations depending on what just came through from your subconscious. Again, if you're a pink castle type of person, meditate with the fairies. I did, oh my God, such a beautiful fairy DNA activation on our Sacred Universe podcast. You guys, if you picked a pink castle, it's going to blow your mind. Swear to God. Swear to God. And then, of course, half of my Our Sacred Universe podcast, half of my guided meditations are for the people that want to connect with the higher realms. So if you picked a white castle, I'm your gal also. Alrighty. Cool. Well, that's it, my darlings. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comments what you have gotten. And, you know, if there were any surprises, I am super, super excited to see your answers, to get your answers. And, you know, if you ask me, I may even share some of mine as well. Sending you a big virtual hug, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.